Well, hello cuties. Today's video is gonna be truly bittersweet. On one side, I am very excited about the performance, but I'm also fully aware that this is gonna be one of the last performances for a very long time from the one and only BTS. I think it's almost impossible that you haven't heard about the BTS going on the hiatus. For the first time in a very long time, they're gonna have a chance to finally rest, which is very, very deserved. And I think that maybe even very long overdue. They were working incredibly hard. And I feel like a lot of us are feeling very nostalgic about the end of an era, especially if we talk about their massive impact on music industry that's probably haven't been since Beatles. I feel like this is the only band who climbed on that level of international fame. But honestly, it's the end of one era and it's gonna be the pre-hiatus era. And I am already very excited about the after hiatus era, because we're definitely gonna be getting that one as well. And it's gonna be really thrilling to see the change. And as the years go by, I think it's gonna be pretty exciting to compare those two eras and to see their growth, their personal growth. So I cannot help myself to be slightly nostalgic with this one performance. They composed a gorgeous song and I just felt it's gonna be very proper to react to their comeback stage. One of the last comeback stages for a very long time. I haven't heard it yet, I haven't seen it yet, so let's get into it. If you are interested in everything singing and music related, then this is the right place for you, so please don't forget to subscribe. Also, since we are entering the season of drought when it comes to content from BTS, there's a lot of past content from BTS as well, so definitely make sure to check it out. And if you do have some very favorite performances from their very long 9-year timeline and you would like me to react to them, then you can also redeem my reaction on my Patreon, where I do up to 7-8 extra reactions per month, so you can help me support this very demonetized channel and get your favorite reaction in return. So it's a good deal. And lastly, very quickly, if you're interested in singing lessons and you would like to work with me on your voice, then definitely go and check my website. It's gonna be down in a pinned comment, and there you should find all the information you're gonna need about my singing lessons. And now, without any further ado, a BTS yet to come. Okay, so I might get emotional because like I'm one big crybaby, but I don't think I'm gonna be the only one. I didn't know that Suga plays the piano so well. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if somebody would tell me that they play the piano, but this is really good. I also have to say that Yet to Come probably reminds me most of a balladic style of Beatles. There's so much melancholy in it, and it's very warm, it's very comforting, but at the same time there's this level of a certain type of like a very leveled melancholy where you remember the past and you have this longing for the past, but also you are very in terms with it not coming back, but looking forward to the future. There's this certain style of melancholy that is so hard to really pull, and they did it with this song. It's gorgeous. Was it honestly the best? Cause I just wanna see the next. 부지런히 지나온 어제들 속에 좀 아름답게. Yeah, the best was honestly the best. 3 voices that are in this point so recognizable that you can hear them anywhere at any time and immediately know who that is. The very warm charm and elegance of the V voice and his style, then this gorgeous work with air and very clean, bright, happy tone that Jungkook have, and Jungkook has, oh my god, my English. And then the very beautiful, bright, lifted nasally timbre that has Jim. Very pushed back, but incredibly recognizable. Oh my god, look at that entire whole. Oh, that's overwhelming. Well, with V, he has this gorgeous, warm elegance in his voice. It's very charming. And I know that he is a huge fan of jazz and blues as well. And if we're gonna get a solo from him that's gonna be oriented into that style, that would be like a little dream come true, because I cannot wait to hear his voice in that setting. It has the perfect quality for that. I think it would be just, oh, so amazing, really. When it comes to Jungkook, he's been praised by the highest professionals in the industry, by other singers that are not like singers for like a couple of years, but singers that have been singing for 20 years, 30 years. So like people who know their craft. He's been recognized everywhere. And it's this beautiful, bright smile. I call it a smiley tone because it's very positive. It brings this amazing good mood in you. So a lot of voices can be darkened and lowered and more dramatic, but his voice is very smile, very uplifting and happy, and he works with the air beautifully. So he knows when to support that tone with air to create a very clean, stable tone. But then there can be sometimes this underbreath where he starts the phrase with a little bit of a breathiness and finish in a clean tone, or vice versa. And of course, his range, like we know about his range and how well he works with that. Yes, Jin belted. That was beautiful. That was not in a mix. That was in a very open belt. Very nicely supported. That's a strength. That's some diaphragm work in there. Did you hear the difference? If Jin wants to go with a very heavy belt and make it really intense, he can. But there's a lot of times in the intro and then here towards kind of the mid of the song in a chorus where he doesn't want to stand out necessarily, since his voice is very nicely grounded and nicely connected to his chest. It never goes in that very nasally, strong, bright place. So even his belts sound very earthy and beautiful and rounded. And when he adds a little bit of an air on top of it, it can sound so romantic and just very lightweight.
언젠가부터 붙은 불편한 수식어 최고란 말은 아직까지 나까지러워 나 말야 가끔하기 좋은 걸 여전히 그때보다 다른 게 별로 없는.
Honestly, with Suga, we've seen so many layers of rap with him. Starting with Dachuita, which I'm not sure, I tried to learn properly how to pronounce the name of that song, but my goldfish brain always forgets how to pronounce it. But only in that one song, he showed us so many various levels to how he can actually work with his flow and the tension in his voice. In this song, he's definitely going more with a clean tone, a little bit more intense. He is also setting it slightly higher. It's pretty melodic, but with Suga, we know that he can work with his voice so well. There is also a certain kind of a inner genius in how he self-arrange his own voice. I mean, every singer needs to know how to self-arrange your own voice because you know your strengths the most. But with the rap that he does, it's really impressive because it is also very self-reflective and self-critical, because he could go with the same signature style every time and industry would basically still eat it up. People would eat it up because it's Suga, but he's not. He does not do it. He brings something different to his flow every single time. It's really admirable. And when it comes to J-Hope, I always loved his very upbeat, uplifting style of rap. And he's going to be coming out with a solo first. I'm so excited for that one. He has a little bit of a fry this time too. I don't think I've heard J-Hope with a too much of a fry before. I always imagine him as a very clean tone type of a person, but I'm super excited what we're gonna get from his solo. And when it comes to RM, there's a reason why people call him Rap Monster. Why he is, I mentioned RM and like the entire sun came out. He is wildly respected in the industry for his skill. So with RM, his tone quality is interesting, but I wouldn't say to the level of distinctiveness what like Suga and J-Hope comes with. With RM is much more about the skill that is, again, very respected and mentioned so many times that I don't think I even have to talk about it too much. We're gonna get some freaking amazing work from them in the future. I'm very excited. J-Hope's rap is also so freaking sassy. I'm gonna replay this because I know I'm stopping way too much, but it's really hard to talk about everybody. Okay, I'm just gonna replay. No worries.
We gonna turn to sky for the day we die. The best yet to come. 언젠가부터 붙은 불편한 수식어 최고란 말은 아직까지 나간지러워 난 말야 가끔하기 좋은 걸 여전히 그때보다 다른 게 별로 없는 다른 게 별로 없다면 you say it's a lie 난 변화는 많았지만 변함은 없었다 A new chapter 내 순간이 새로운 chapter 지금 난 마치 13살 그때 나처럼 아직도 배울 게 많고 나 인생 채울 게 많아 그 이유를 물어본다면 내 심장이 말하잖아 위에 내 body 이 세상의 기대 위에 내 body 최고란 기준의
You have to love his sass. I also feel like the little fry that we were hearing was more coming from that sassy place than more than anything else that would be on purpose. A little fry is sassy and is sexy when it comes to normal speech. Like, it's very different if I speak like this and it's very different if I speak like this. Somewhere in the human's brain, the fry is very connected with something sexy and sassy. Jimin and the sunshine. I am so sorry about my weather conditions. What Jimin overall brought to the table was always not to be like an apologetic approach to some very different style of that is very signature, and maybe it's not for everybody. Like, maybe it is very attractive, interesting, and likable for one group of people, and then the other types of people are just gonna be like, yeah, this is not my preference, I do not enjoy this. But he never backed away from that. His style have changed probably the least from all the other boys. He stayed very faithful to his style of singing, and has been praised for that, and has been also very recognized for that. Wherever you hear Jimin, and it was back in the days where general public did not recognize every single member of the group, but they did recognize Jimin. His tone quality is different from anything that I've, anything that you hear in a general music space. It's very, very unique, and he is making sure to really exaggerate it, which for me is this love yourself moment, because a lot of people are going through what I call like voice dysmorphia, something that you really dislike your voice and the way it sounds. And for me, he is such a great example of a person who really embraced all the beautiful, unique qualities in his voice. And since his voice is very lifted and like backed, it is his access to his mix and upper tones, like very high tones, is very good and very fluid. So it's almost unrecognizable where he is still, anchoring in his natural, and where he really lifted up to that mix is very, very fluent. And it, again, very recognizable and truly gorgeous.
We gonna touch the sky for the day we got. 자 이제 시작이야. The best yet to come. Cause I just wanna see the best. 무시게 지나온 기억들 속에 참 아름답게. Yeah, the past was honestly the best. All my business, what comes next? We'll be singing together. 그날을 향해 두고 when the best moment is yet to come.
I knew I'm gonna be emotional, so I missed my makeup, but that's worth it. So, talk about leaving with a bang. The song is gorgeous. I feel like there's a very, very leveled kind of representation of all the voices within, all the voices that we just grew to love so much. I think it's definitely a gorgeous goodbye for a time being, and if this is gonna be the end of the era, I'm very excited about the beginning of the next one. It's hard to say if the songs are gonna correlate, but if I know BTS well enough, I know they will. And I think this is gonna be a good, very good part of their journey, even though we're gonna be missing them. But for them, this is a crucial and incredibly important part of their journey, not as as musicians and singers, but also as a human beings, and which I think they sometimes forgot they are because they were so overworked and under so much pressure. I am very excited for their solo project, so you're gonna definitely see me in J-Hope's release. I'm very excited about that one. All right, but well, if you did enjoy this video, please don't forget to subscribe right here. Here's the video that YouTube recommends for you, and here is the rest of my Korean reactions. Please stay safe and healthy. I'll see you next time.